think we should bring things back to the States and talk about the U.S. men's.
Like that segue, because when do we ever bring anything to the States on the soccer podcast? Maybe once every 3 episodes. But it's getting spicy out here in the States. You want to introduce this story? Which one of you can frame the story nicely for the people listening?
Yeah, I mean, nothing like American soccer without politics. You know what I mean? That's every level, up from rec soccer all the way to the men's national team, apparently. So as we know, the men's national team coach, Gregg Berhalter, was having an issue with a certain player during the World Cup.
Who was the player?
Eventually it comes out that player is none other than Giovanni Reyna, Dortmund winger, who's really made he's been doing well for himself over in Germany.
Solid player.
Yeah, I think a lot of us kind of expected him to have that breakout World Cup and really announce himself on the world stage, but before he even hops on the flight, Berhalter calls him and says, we're not really expecting too much from you, as in playing time or being a main part of this team, and
you're here for vibes.
Pretty much. So Reyna didn't take it the best way, started creating a little trouble in the camp, ended up coming out and apologizing. But
what trouble did he create in the camp?
A lot of players came out and said that he wasn't training properly. He wasn't, it's just a big thing when you're playing soccer. We can all admit is the team camaraderie.
Yeah, of course.
Everyone kind of coming together, environment, atmosphere, creating like a competitive, comfortable yet competitive environment. And I can say I've definitely been on a team where I know one person could change that and really make it a little uncomfortable, intense, and not in a good way. So eventually, the Reynas, who his father Claudio Reyna played for the national team
as well.
Yeah, with Gregg Berhalter back in the day, came out and drummed up a story from back then when Berhalter kicked his partner, who ended up becoming his wife, who was like a domestic.
Gio's mom.
Yeah. So once that story kind of came out again, U.S. national team suspended Berhalter for a bit, so there's an interim manager. So basically just a lot of things destabilizing the men's national team.
Just a lot going on. It's a lot of drama. It sounds like a reality TV show. Really quick before we keep going, though, I did see a report yesterday, just speaking on the U.S. national team. Timothy Way got stretchered off in a little game with a head injury yesterday. So it's shouts out to that, like prayers up. Hopefully he's good.
Yeah.
And hopefully everything's all right. But this is just a bunch of unnecessary freaking drama, bro. This is some American ass shit.
And I think
we can't have sports without politics and a clickbait and something to be on Sports Center every 5 minutes. You can't just play. It has to be some type of politics involved.
Nothing like a dad complaining about their kids' playing time.
That is the most American soccer. That's the most soccer thing you can do.
Yeah.
Hey, my kid's not playing enough in the LIJSL. Dog, it's the LIJSL. Hey, they did that up to the U.S. men's national team now. So.
And Pulisic is the captain of the national team, right?
Yeah. I believe so, yes.
Did he come out saying something about it? Do you know?
I don't remember seeing a statement from him. I know a lot of the team has been pretty reserved. Like, I haven't seen a lot of them say much about it. Like, pretty tight-lipped.
I think he kind of mentioned that it's just like an unwanted distraction that the team definitely doesn't need.
Yeah, probably something his publicist grew up. Yeah, he said the saga is childish. I'm not here to appoint the next manager. It's not my job, and whoever it is, I'm going to play and give it 100%. Pretty right down the middle. Just this is foolishness. I'm not picking a side. Get a coach. Get in. We want to win. Type stuff.
So thinking that the U.S. possibly replaces Gregg Berhalter as a coach. Do you guys have anyone you think would be a good replacement? Someone in the pipeline?
There's a really big name that's said to be like super interested in this position.
And who would that be?
Thierry.
Henry.
Thierry. I don't know if these young men are ready for that aggression from someone that thinks just doing the most outrageous
somebody that's
thing.
better than them at soccer still probably. No, I'm kidding.
I mean, that's wicked, but I mean, like, we've all heard those stories where he's like, why can't you just like beat 4 people and shoot from 30 yards out and ping it like upper 90? It's not hard. And then you're like, Coach, what are you talking about? And then he does it in practice at 40. He's like, see, this is what I meant. So, like, I don't know if he's the best coach for, like, a team trying to just
develop,
come up, get to that next level. But it is a great look, though.
I
Just
think
that,
it's
like, to be taken seriously on it. They're not that they're not taken seriously, but to like add a level of credibility, like while we're being coached by a legend.
He is a big name for what he's done as a player, but do you think
his coaching career hasn't been the greatest?
His coaching career has been relatively unsuccessful.
Yeah.
If we're looking at
Like
purely
Monaco,
record,
he didn't
do
he
anything
also
well.
coached at Montreal Impact, or
Wasn't he
Montreal
an assistant coach
team,
as
whatever you
well,
call it.
and didn't do well? Like
He was assistant coach for the Belgium team. That's
Yeah.
been
all he did was a pep talk
underperforming for the last.
Lukaku every now and then.
So, are you guys looking at it as very exciting for the national team? Is there anyone else in mind?
I think it's a good look. It adds an air of credibility. It adds like this is a real program. We're being coached by a legend. Maybe it's good for both sides. Maybe it's like I can take over a team that's not expecting too much from me, but I can kind of cut my teeth on, get my real like coaching experience here. Like on the world stage, I look good. Like this is me getting to it, and then from there he can get other jobs or whatever. And this is America getting like a credible coach. Not just an American coach that played for the American team or was a goalie or whatever. Like,
okay,
I think it can be beneficial for both sides, even if it doesn't end up in them winning.
I do say
the World Cup.
You mentioned that a team that's not expecting too much from me. I do think
they are expecting a lot,
especially because the World Cup is.
I don't think they're expecting to win the World
America.
Cup.
Maybe not expecting to win it.
That's what I mean in terms of. I think you can coach them through court. Hey, I think he can coach them back to where they went out, at the very least.
But we're looking to build on this World Cup. This World Cup, I'll be honest, I was one of the people who said, I don't think the U.S. is making out of their group. So we made it out of the group, a difficult group, and I say we gave the Netherlands
that was a good game.
A little bit of a tough time. I mean, did they get that early goal? Was that it?
Yeah.
But apart from that, there was moments where we kind of felt like maybe if we had a little better of a finisher, this would be a different game.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, there was some forward play that I was like, if they had
a
a different coach, this could be going a different way right now. Yeah. But, it's
the right name is definitely more important than just the big name.
Just
at the moment.
I don't know who that is.
Do you think there's an American?
No.
An American who could do the job. I mean, typically you usually want a coach who's from that country, has like the pride.
I personally don't like if I was the head of like a national, I'm not hiring a coach that's not of the nationality of the team. I'm not a fan of it.
Even though there's a lot of national team coaches that are not from that
country.
country.
It's very common, but I personally don't love it. Yeah, I personally don't love it.
Because they're not actually from that, yeah. Right. But the thing is, so like Henry obviously has the big name for himself. He's like a legend, but his coaching career has been the greatest. So that's kind of one of the things that gives me like a little bit of a red flag.
Legend.
Huh?
I'm saying possibly a pundit legend as well.
Yeah.
He's like pretty good up there.
So I don't know if he's the best fit for the U.S. men's national team, but I don't think the U.S. men's national team has anybody else that's willing to fit that to go into that role right now.
I mean, we do have our biggest American coach is unemployed at the moment, right? Just coming off a lead sacking. How do you feel about Jesse Marsh possibly stepping into that position?
I don't think he's the coach to take us where we want to go.
No.
Nah, he's not the guy. I think we need a silkier approach, for lack of a better term. We gotta stop playing this just regular ass football, bro. We need to get a little more shifty with it, like touches in and out, tiki-taka. Like, gotta get some more character to the football. There's no American soccer identity, or if there is one, it's bland as hell. Like, we need something. We need an identity.
Yeah, something different that's gonna like shock the world, you know?
Yeah, like give them something.
Don't think that's gonna come from an American coach.
Mitrovic is currently trying to fight the referee, but yeah, we need something that's like substantial. That's like, that is the American brand of football. Like, no one knows what that looks like. Okay, I think that's a big part of the next coach. Establish a brand of an America brand. If it's one thing America does well, it's branding. Establish that brand of football and build on that. Maybe that should be the goal for the next coach and World Cup.
Agreed.
They got 3 years to do it. So.
Agreed.
You know what I'm saying? They got some time to pull together who they want. Talk to them on the side. Like, listen, this is what we're trying to build. Like, you know where you're playing. Kind of try to work this into, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can even say, like, hey, when you work on your own, because we know you do, work this into it. Or this is how we're going to be using you. So kind of try to, you know what I'm saying? Like, work on that from now. But you need that coach to say, like, this is the football we're playing and this is what I need from you. There's no identity right now. I think that's the biggest thing.
Gotcha. So I wanted to ask you guys because I would say that Gio Reyna kind of spiraled this whole situation we're in right now. Do you think he should be still called up to the national team if he's performing at the level required?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, because it's not his drama.
And
in my opinion, it's his dad.
If that coach is not there,
and if the coach isn't there, then it's just talk.
Yeah,
it's just a Sports Center click that's not gonna matter.
I don't think he's really.
If he's performing, pick him.
Those players, really I think, don't really want to be involved in that stuff, but it's just like,
none of them sound like all of them are. They literally sound like when you're on a team and this is happening, you're like, yeah, I realize it's just the parents that care about this, right? Yeah. We're like, yeah, we just want to play. I think that's exactly what's going on right now. They're just like, oh, the parents are the only ones that care about this. Cool, we really just want to play. That, like, I don't think anyone is like, oh my God, you kicked my mom back. That like, you know what I'm saying? They just want to play and be successful and win. They went to Qatar and did pretty well, and I'm sure that felt great. They want to feel that again at home. If you can establish brand America football at home, that's gonna go a long way for American soccer in the long run.
Gio just needs to focus on getting consistent minutes at Dortmund, and
just focus on your career,
starters.
That fixes everything.
Everything else is gonna fall into place.
Because all this chatter, if you win a World Cup on American soil, nobody's telling America anything.
No, never.
Nobody's gonna be talking about this if America does well in the World Cup. You know what I mean? Like,
have to let your feet do the talking, right?
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Honestly, but yeah, I think so. That I think that's a good. Like, if I am running the U.S. Football Federation, whatever it's called, that's my goal for the next coach. Establish a brand, work on that brand, start that, show that brand to the world on the World Cup stage at home. Show them this is what we're about, and then just keep it pushing forward from there.
Okay.
I think that's a successful next coach.